Alright, welcome back to We Play Games. I'm Walker, and here we are in Age of Wonders 4 about to discuss how to abuse and fix the Dragon Hoard mechanic introduced in the Dragon's Dawn DLC. Now, if you haven't played with the DLC introduces these Dragon Lord characters. Dragon Lords replace your Wizard King or Champion, and they give you a couple of nice abilities. The dragons themselves are very powerful units when it comes to combat, but they also get access to a brand new way to do economy. They get access to the Dragon Hoard. Now, you can also take Artifact Hoarders as a social pick. This society thing here, Artifact Hoarders, you can take with anybody, but there is a strong synergy if you're taking Dragon Lord. I think I would encourage you to just practice with it. It does play very well together. But the way both of these things work is they generate income for you when you have unequipped items for your heroes just sitting around. What this means, of course, is that there are a couple of things that generate a lot of extra income when it comes to these guys. You can abuse both of them by just being friendly with an AI. In this case, I haven't done that. I've just been doing a 2v2 just for fun to see how team plays out. But if you want to, at the moment, you can buy tons and tons of items from the AI. Now, that said, you don't have to do that in order to get tons of items. You can get tons of items by just playing as an industrious culture, getting scouts and moving them around and scouting things. But I think the real problem with the Dragon Hoard mechanic is the way it actually works. So the way it works, it just checks the items that you have unequipped at the end of your turn. And so what that means is you can potentially go through, equip a whole lot of items to your heroes, have them participate in a fight, crunk the enemy, and then turn around and go through here. See, right now we're at 306 and 388. And now by just going through and unequipping all of our heroes, we're up to 381 and 458. But unfortunately, what this means is if you're playing with either the Dragon Hoard or the Artifact Hoard mechanic, that the best way for you to develop your economy in the early game is to equip items and then unequip them. And because there isn't an equip all or an unequip all or a save, this as a basic loadout, it means that the optimal way to play with Dragon Hoards and Artifact Hoards is to waste a lot of time clicking through a bunch of equipments. Now, is that fun? Probably not, but fortunately there are, I think, a couple of ways that you can easily fix this. So the first and most obvious solution is to just port something from Age of Wonders Planetfall. In Age of Wonders Planetfall, your units had mods, and they were sort of like equipment for the units themselves. And the mods actually had a cooldown, so you could change your units around by just modding them by adding different things to them, but it meant that you had to take some time off. Now, you could do that here, but I think that would be bad because it would primarily be affecting non-Dragon Hoard, non-Artifact Hoard players, not to mention the fact that just cooldowns on equipment feels bad, like you want to be able to use your big cool swords. And so although that is a solution for the Dragon Hoard and Artifact Hoard, I wouldn't actually go that direction. The easier fix, I think, is to just count all items, so that way you don't have to go through and unequip and re-equip things. But of course, if you're going to be doing that, you probably need to balance the income a little differently. It is a lot of income if you're really hoarding items. But I think the most flavorful solution that I've come up with is for there to actually be a Dragon Hoard. So one of the problems that you encounter if you're trying to do the equip-unequip thing is that it's efficient for you to keep the items around, therefore you don't want to sell them, but it means every time you have to go back in and re-equip everybody, it takes like 15 minutes, and so you're just sitting here like scrolling through all of these tier 1 and tier 2 items, and you're like, oh god, why do I want all of these items around? Well, you want them for the income, so you probably don't want to sell them. But if instead of selling them, there was another option here, if there was donate to Hoard, then you could donate the item to the Dragon Hoard, and in the Dragon Hoard itself, it would of course generate that sort of income for you. But by donating things to the Dragon Hoard, they don't disappear entirely, unlike when you're selling things to just this broad market for gold. When you donate something to the Dragon Hoard, you can still loan it out, right? You're the Dragon Lord itself. You can decide if people can touch your magical objects. But just put some sort of barrier on it, right? Like, say you can only loan one item per turn or so many items per level or whatever. I think that solution out of the three is probably the one that plays the best. And I think that should be part of the goal for Age of Wonders 4, is just create mechanics that are fun and play well. All right, that's Walker here with how to abuse and fix the Dragon Hoard. Take care.